Hello, hello. Today I'm going to talk about the GLP-1 side effect that you may be too embarrassed to talk about, hair loss. Growing up, I always heard that hair was a woman's crown, it was a woman's glory. I also know from a biblical standpoint, her hair is given to her for a covering. And so I always grew up knowing that my hair and taking care of my hair was so important. And so that's what I did. I always had thick hair on the longer side, but not super long, but very thick to the point where it was annoying. Now I would do anything to get that thick hair back. But, you know, they say what you have, you take for granted and then you want it again. And so that is the story of my hair. I will say once I started to age and get into my late 40s and 50s, my hair started to shed. It started to shed more than normal. It started to come out. And then I started wearing what I thought were protective styles in my hair, and that just made things worse. So I tell you all that to say I've had a long journey with hair. So I'm going to show you a couple pictures of my hair. When I was growing up, my hair was always super thick. I would get it straightened with one of those hot combs. If you know, you know. And I didn't like that, but that's what I needed to do to get my hair straight. And then eventually I got a perm without my dad's permission. He told me if I ever were to get a perm and he found out about it, he would never pay for my hair again to be professionally done. And he stuck to that. He did not. But luckily I had a job and I could maintain it myself. So that is my history with hair. And if you check out some of these pictures, my hair was always done up. My hair was always nice, neat, thick, put together. I was known for that growing up. I was one of those girls that always had her hair together. So when my hair started to thin out, I was very upset about that. I was unnerved, right? I started to get it under control and started to take better care of my hair. I noticed when I was on my GLP-1 journey that my hair would do a lot of shedding. And when I mean shedding, I mean shedding. It would do so much shedding that I would start to collect it. I would start to collect the hair and to keep track of what was going on with my hair. And when I would wash it, I noticed it was a lot more hair than what I was used to coming out. And so I thought, okay, this is just a part of the weight loss journey. And I realized that it was not. It was something that I was not doing. And we're going to talk about that in this video. Now, I want to tell you the reason why I decided to make this video is because I think I mentioned on one of my live streams a week or two ago that if you are cutting your calories and you're eating under that 1,200 calorie mark, that some of the side effects could be you losing your hair, your nails being brittle. I said when somebody's not healthy and not eating healthy, it shows up in their skin, it shows up in their hair, it shows up in their nails. Because I made that statement, I had 3 people reach out to me telling me that they were experiencing hair loss while taking Mounjaro and that it was alarming them. I gave them some tips on what they could do, so I created this video to share this with you. I just felt like I needed to make this video to give people hope out there, because if you're a woman who likes short hair, maybe you even wear your hair closely shaved to your head, then, you know, it doesn't bother you. But if you started to see even patches in that, I'm sure you would want to do something about that, or maybe not. But if you're one of those women who want to hold on to your hair, want to maintain the thickness as thick as you can, because we know as you age with those hormones, you will experience some hair loss. If you're not, you're one of those lucky ones. I say you're very blessed. But if you are one of those people that are experiencing the ups and the downs with hair loss, this video is for you. So let's get started. Imagine you're finally starting to feel good. Your body is finally changing. You're seeing great things happening with your body. And then you start to lose your hair. That could be devastating. That could be devastating. And so we don't want that to wreck our confidence. So I'm going to tell you guys, first of all, why your hair is possibly falling out. I'm going to share with you some common causes of hair loss while taking a GLP-1. I'm going to also talk about daily habits that may help you, and these things have worked for me. And I'm also going to talk to you about what you need to ask your doctor, because I do think if you give some of these natural things a try and they're not working, you need to consult with your doctor for some support. I will share with you a little freebie I have. I'll leave it in the description. It is a checklist that's going to help you with hair loss while taking a GLP-1. So let's get started. When you're losing weight fast, your body goes into stress, kind of like a panic mode. If you're not giving your body the nutrients and minerals, vitamins that it needs, it's going to shift those nutrients away from your hair, your nails, and it's going to move those nutrients to your vital organs. And that's one of the reasons why you may be experiencing hair loss while taking these medications. That's why it's so important to provide your body with the appropriate amount of nutrition that you need so that you can be successful on these weight loss medications. Here are some common causes of hair loss while on the GLP-1. I want you to listen closely. Can you check off any of these things that you are doing that may be causing your hair loss? Rapid weight loss, which means more than 1 to 2 pounds a week. Low protein intake. Deficiencies in biotin, iron, zinc, or vitamin D. Calorie consumption, meaning you're eating a low amount of calories. And I would say anything less than 1,500 is probably a low amount. I would consult with your doctor or a nutritionist for the exact amount of calories you need for your body. High levels of stress or poor sleep. Underlying thyroid or hormonal issues that you don't know about. And so again, I would seek out a doctor or a healthcare professional so that you can rule that out. Now that you know what's causing that hair loss, let's talk about what you can do about it. This is the important part, what you can do. So these are some of the things that I did, and these are some of the things that could help you. And make sure you're eating at least 80 to 100 grams of protein a day. And when I told you earlier, there was something that I was not doing that was causing my hair to shed, that's what it was. It was not getting in enough protein. Once I realized that, I started to increase my protein intake. My goal is to get up to 140 a day. I get close to that some days, but I really stay in between 100 and 120, and my goal is to get closer to that 140. So adding protein in is going to help, and I have noticed that my hair has not shed as much since I increased my protein. Add a scoop of collagen to your coffee or your smoothies. I hear a lot of people talk about protein coffee and starting their day with some sort of coffee, and I do see people adding that collagen in. So if you're one of those people that suffer with hair loss, I would definitely add that into your coffee or a smoothie. Take biotin or a multivitamin supplement, and I do take 2 supplements, and one is a higher end supplement, and it is Nutrafol. That costs about $79.50 per bottle. It is expensive, but it does work. It takes about 60 to 90 days to see results with that Nutrafol. I started to notice a change in my hair texture and thickening up with Nutrafol after about, I would say, between 60 and 90 days. So it's not going to be quick. You're going to have to stick with it. But it may work if you're consistently taking the supplements and drinking lots of water. Currently, I am using a much cheaper supplement to help with my hair. Actually, it's hair, skin, and nails. And it is called Hair, Skin, and Nails Gummy. And it is by Nature's Bounty. I think that I paid like $5.50 for these gummies. And they're actually pretty tasty. I take 2 of those gummies. And the jury is still out on that, but I did some research and found out that they were highly recommended. So if you give those a try or you are currently trying those gummies, please let me know how they're working for you. The next thing you can do is use a gentle sulfate-free shampoo and conditioner. And I will tell you, I use Olaplex. I love Olaplex. It has a little system. They're numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you follow the little system. I think it works great, especially if you have natural hair, and like I don't have a perm in my hair, but if you have a perm, you can also use Olaplex on it. If you have a hairstylist or somebody that does your hair, a professional, I would check with them before you just switch a product or use something new, because I don't want you using that Olaplex, your hair falling out, and you blaming the Downsizing Diva. So if you want to give it a try, great. If not, talk to your stylist or someone who has been doing your hair and taking good care of it and see what they would suggest. If you don't have a hairstylist or someone you go to, then do your own research. I would just Google it and see what you come up with. But this works for me. Another thing you can do is massage your scalp 2 to 3 times a day. And I do this sometimes in the morning, sometimes at night. I'm not consistent with this. This is one step that's so hard for me. I said I was going to buy one of those massagers. They have one of those scalp massagers you can buy. And I think maybe I'll do better if I had something that I knew was specifically made to do that and I paid for it. That would make me do it even more. But you could just use your fingers. That's what you could do for free. I just need to be more consistent with that. Another thing I have done is bought a silk pillowcase, and that has done wonders for the breakage, the ends of my hair, not having my ends be so split and frizzy looking. And that silk pillowcase is great. And I'm going to put a link in my description on the pillowcase that I have used and tried and works great for me. The next thing you can do is, which we all should be doing anyway on this GLP-1 journey, but drink plenty of water, at least 64 ounces. I would say if you can drink more than 64 ounces of water, that's going to be great too. I would not overdo it with the water. Finally, the last thing you can do, which really should have been one of the first things I said, but track your food so that you can catch if you have any deficiencies in what you're eating as far as vitamins, nutrients, minerals. If you've been following my journey, I track what I eat in MyFitnessPal. And one of the things I love about the MyFitnessPal app is that it tells you not only your macros, your protein, your carbs and fat, but it also gives you your fiber and vitamins and minerals that you're getting in. I know people don't want to track, but if tracking can help you save your hair, would you do it? So if you are interested in stopping your hair from thinning, I would track those calories. That's a great incentive for you to track. So if you try all those things, some of those things, and they're still not working, you would have to at least give it 3 months. If after 3 to 6 months, if this is not working for you, I would definitely seek out a doctor. Now, I would seek out a doctor probably before that just to make sure you're on the right page. But I realize people may or may not want to do that or have the means to do that. But I would contact your doctor and have them check your labs. You want to check for your iron, your B12, your vitamin D, and your thyroid levels. You want to make sure all is right with your blood work and all your levels. And then you can create a more accurate plan of action from there. Ask your doctor if you should take a supplement. I let you know the supplements I'm taking. That's not for you to go out and take those. I would contact your doctor before you take a new supplement, especially if it's something you have never taken before. I would ask your doctor, is this hair loss permanent or is it temporary? Should you be concerned? Should you be concerned? That's a conversation you want to have with your doctor. Can you safely increase your calorie or your protein intake? So what if you're already maxed out with your protein goal? If you are, good for you, because I am not. But if you're maxed out with your protein goal, ask your doctor if that's something you should be doing, eating even more protein. So those are some of the things you want to consider. Ask your doctor about your calorie intake. Another thing I've done here recently is increase my calorie intake from the 15 to the 1600 area up to 1800. So all of those things have really helped my hair. I'm noticing a shift in my hair. So with that said, I just want you to know I am not claiming to be an expert on all things hair. I do know that hair loss is common on this GLP-1 journey, but it doesn't have to be permanent for many of us. It can just be a temporary issue that we can fix. So stay consistent and give your hair some self-care. Give your hair that extra attention that it needs. And also make sure your nutrition is right. Stay consistent with getting those calories in, getting those nutrients in. Because remember, when you're eating a lot less calories, you're getting a lot less nutrients. I don't think people always make the connection or remember that. So I want you to remember that when you're eating less, that means you're getting less of those vitamins and minerals that are essential for hair growth and everything else that happens in our body. I also want you to seek out some support and expertise from your doctor or a healthcare professional. You can't go wrong if you do that. They are there to support you and guide you along your way. So I know talking about hair loss and showing your hair loss and all of that can be embarrassing. And I get it. I can relate. I can totally relate to you. But once we understand what's going on, we can fight back. We can feel strong. We can feel confident. And we can move forward. You have got this. You can do it. We're not going to let our hair define us. But if you want to have the best hair for you and what you're trying to do during your weight loss journey, hopefully these tips have been helpful. Anybody on a weight loss journey that's losing weight fast is in danger of hair falling out. This is not just exclusive to the GLP-1 community. I just want you to stay informed and stay empowered. Don't forget to go in the description and download the checklist that I'm going to leave for you. It's going to guide you through what you can do when you're experiencing hair loss on a GLP-1. Share this video with your friends, your family, any woman or man out there that is losing hair or want to know just how to maintain and take care of their hair. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel. I'm giving some great tips and great information on the Downsizing Diva channel. So come along, lose weight, and learn with us on this journey. No matter what you do, remember, slow and steady wins the race. Just don't quit.